shows with their friends and stuff, and that's him right there. So, yeah, and we're watching this very creepy stuff, and I feel like I'm gonna piss myself.
But not
But
me.
it's like, yeah, he's like, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
Bro, you have to play the
Yo,
thing,
yo,
bro.
when my phone rang, I was curious about who could be calling me so late at night. So I
Whoa.
answered with a simple, hello? There wasn't a voice on the other end, but I could hear someone breathing heavily for about a minute before finally hearing a whispery voice say, come upstairs.
Hey, yo.
I ended the call immediately, assuming it was some kids playing a prank. But something about it felt off, and despite my efforts, I couldn't stop thinking about it
Also, there's
and
like
how I
this
felt
lady
someone was
Mary,
in my
and she's
home
like
earlier
a
that
creep.
day. About
It's
3
just
minutes
very
later,
weird
my
stuff.
phone rang again, and it was the same number. I simply ignored it and tried to focus on something else. That's when I heard a noise coming from upstairs. I quickly switched off the TV and decided to listen more closely to make sure I wasn't hearing things. Sure enough, I heard a loud noise from upstairs, followed by another, and soon enough, I could tell they were footsteps, and someone was actually in my home. I quickly grabbed my phone and called the police before heading to the kitchen and grabbing a knife. The house was silent for the next few minutes, so I began to walk up the stairs slowly to make sure there was actually an intruder. As I checked each room one after the other, I began to calm down and question if I heard anything at all. Eventually, there was only one room left to check, and as I opened the door to the guest room, I was filled with a feeling of relief as all I could see was an empty room. And the sense of relief I had just gotten was quickly overcome with fear. As out of the corner of my eye, I could see a figure standing behind the door. Before I could say anything, the person jumped on me, knocking the knife out of my hand and settling on top of me, pinning both my arms under her.
Brush your teeth, bro.
In that moment,
I know,
all I
right?
could feel was terror as Mary looked me
What
dead in
the-
the eyes before proceeding to grab
That's
the
the
knife I
Mary
had
lady.
dropped. Mary slowly brought her head closer to me and began to sniff
Hey,
me,
yo.
like she was taking in deep breaths. My skin
Oh,
began
yeah.
to crawl, and I began to struggle to get free. But there was no use, as Mary was
Yeah,
a lot
he's fat
heavier
as
than I
hell
was.
looking gay, so brush
She
your
eventually
teeth,
stopped
bro.
sniffing me and proceeded to say, oh, I missed you so much, baby. But you've
Hey.
been avoiding me lately. You looked so tasty today. I
Hey, yo,
had to
what?
see you. And well, now I have to take a little bite. She smiled and continued, now, it'll hurt a little, but I'm sure you don't mind, darling. Mary quickly brought down the knife on my hand, taking my pinky finger clean off. The pain shot through my body, and I couldn't help but let out a piercing scream. Blood began
What?
to spill everywhere, and Mary couldn't hold back her laugh as she threw my finger in her mouth and chewed it down until nothing remained. At that point,
What?
I had begun to close my eyes as I slowly lost consciousness from the
I
pain.
should have animated case.
That's
so
when
don't
Mary
mind
said,
me. Look.
no, baby, don't do that. I was just about to have one of your tastier parts. She then proceeded to hold my eyelids
True
open as she
horror
lowered the
stories.
knife slowly towards my eye. Before I could begin to plead with her, police sirens filled the air, and I was immediately filled with relief. Mary quickly got off me and pointed the knife at me, saying, no. How did they find out, baby? You didn't call them, did you? One look at the woman in front of me, and I could tell she was absolutely crazy. She began pacing the room and was visibly worried, so I decided it was
I'm
better to
scared.
play into her game than act out, as I already knew how far she was willing to go. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
his
I didn't know it was you waiting for me, so I called them. Just let me go down there and send them away, and I'll be right back. Mary looked at me with what seemed to be relief, and I could tell she truly believed what I had just said. She replied, all right, honey, be quick now, and lowered the knife, letting me leave. I bolted downstairs with one thing in mind: get as far away from Mary as I could. As I
Wow,
stepped
she's
out of the
good,
house,
bro.
I was met
She's
by a
got the
group of
eye.
officers. They asked if anyone else was in the house before storming in and exiting with Mary in the next few minutes. Mary was taken away in tears as she screamed at me for betraying her and not keeping my word, confirming to the police that she was completely crazy.
Oh, what is wrong with
In the
this
last
man?
few
They cannot
days,
care.
I've been informed by the authorities that Mary is wanted in several states for multiple counts of rape, assault, and suspicion of
crazy.
cannibalism. I was lucky
Yo,
enough to be the
actually,
only one of her
what?
victims to survive her ordeal. That encounter still keeps me up at night, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about the first time I met Mary in McDonald's. I hope my story has helped you all realize that we really know nothing about the people who serve us and our families at McDonald's.
True.
In my case, I met a crazy serial killer who posed as a happy-go-lucky woman. But in your case, it just might be the devil who hands you your Happy Meal with a smile on their face. Hello, everyone. We are thrilled that you have been enjoying our videos.
That's
Your
true.
support means the world to us.
I did not enjoy that. How are you not
Hey.
scared?
Subscribe and like. Yeah. But this ain't even scary,
Shut the
bro.
hell up.
But this ain't even scary, bro.
Hey, he's not scared. He's actually drippy as hell. But I'm like scared, bro.
But this ain't
But
even scary, bro. Like.
Krampus? What the hell? Well, she is so dumb for letting him go downstairs, though.
Happy Meal
Shut up.
with a smile. If you've liked what you've seen, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel.
Hell
We
yes.
would love to hear which one of our videos is your favorite. We're on a mission to reach 100,000 members.
Shut up.
Anyways.
Christmas is usually one of the best holidays of the year.
Yes.
The kids are
Looks like
always
you
happy.
murdered someone.
There's food, parties, and presents. It's really that time of year when we can leave all our problems behind and concentrate on being happy,
Yep.
even if it's just for a day or two. The story I'm about to tell you was just before Christmas. In those days when we were getting ready for the holidays, and it was all happy times. What neither I nor my children expected was that those moments of happiness would be interrupted because we had an appointment with the unknown. Something we didn't understand at the time, and still don't today, was stalking us. And you know
Well,
what?
what?
It still is. If you don't know what you're up against, how can you defeat it? It all started on a snowy day. During those days, we decided to take a mini vacation and went to my parents' country house. My wife was hesitant to go since we had a lot of work to do when we got back.
I'm laid
But the
down
kids
right
were
now.
on vacation from school and insisted
But I'm
all
making
year
a
to
video
go.
still.
So we indulged them. It was only a few
I'm
days
going to
before
jail. I'm
Christmas.
going to jail. I
We had
just got
already
mine.
put up the
That's
Christmas
the
tree
funny, yeah.
and
Let me
decorated
just
our
get
house
my
in town.
controller.
But the cabin
Guys,
still
everybody,
lacked
this
some
is
Christmas
Spider-Boy's
spirit.
profile picture. This is Spider-Boy's
We brought some
profile.
decorations to beautify the
That's it
cabin
right
a
there.
bit.
He's
Yeah,
But to my
dead.
surprise,
It's covering my
my
face.
parents had
Cover
left
my
us some.
face.
A
But
human-sized
we showed
Santa
him my
Claus.
face, but anyways.
It looked like an animatronic, but it was
I
very
wanted
strange.
to show my face when
It was
I
too
get
thin.
1,000
Yo,
subscribers.
look.
Normally,
Spider-Boy's
Santa
in the
Clauses are similar
house.
to the real Santa. Fat with a
That's-
huge smile.
That's
But
Yo,
there was
it's
something
still you,
weird
fat.
about this one.
that's my dad. Never mind.
He looked like some Santa Claus out of some
That's
child's
Loki's
nightmares.
dad. I'm going to
I
say
was about to
something,
put it
but I
away,
didn't want to.
but my kids saw it at the same time I did, and for some reason, they liked it.
Hey, yo,
Kids really do have the weirdest tastes.
True.
Other than that, the day continued as normal. We spent the evening watching movies and eating something as a family. The kids seemed very entertained, and my wife and I were very happy about it.
Yes.
Nothing prepared us for what would happen the next day. After spending the night sleeping comfortably, a scream woke my wife and me at the same time. It was the scream of one of our children. As soon as we woke up, we both looked out the window where the scream was coming from. My two children were outside, running through the snow, running away from someone. When I looked back a little further, I clearly saw their attacker. No, it couldn't be true. It was the Santa Claus animatronics I had put up yesterday. This didn't make any sense. As I watched him run in the direction of my children,
Drink Prime. Drink Prime.
Are you serious, bro?
I'm trying to find some.
That was the best. Anyway, guys, I want to end this video here. Subscribe and like and share. Down this game. Peace out. And what you want to play with your friends? Here's the name. Peace out, guys. Subscribe.